Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. I can hardly believe that we've made it through the week. Today's a weird day because it does feel like a Friday, but it also feels like it was just Monday. I don't know why. I don't know why. It feels like this week went really quick. I don't usually say that, but it does feel like this week went really quick. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. I have been waiting to get outside here with you guys all day long. I just made my very first cup of coffee for the day. This is a cup of Cafe Bustelo, the regular espresso blend with one equal. And today, because I've been thinking about my mom a lot because the Oscars are on Sunday, so I used my mom's favorite mug. I got her two of these. I have two of them, actually. This was my mom's favorite coffee mug of life, and I got them for her in Saugatuck, Michigan with my dad at this coffee shop. I've told this story so many times. That was called, I think it was called the Stone Mug. I can see it when, like, you walk in, have like a, bell on the door, you walk in, there's all these bookshelves and these rugs and couches. There's like a fireplace in the back. Anyway, like up front where there was bookshelves, there was like mugs, there's stationery you could buy and stuff like that. And so it must have been around Mother's Day, because I remember getting these for my mom for Mother's Day. But anyway, these were her favorite mugs all her life. A couple of years ago, I was talking about it on here, and I think it was while I was vlogging, or maybe after I got done, I looked up online to see, I don't even remember how I looked it up, because like, who made these? It's not on here anywhere. I found them online. I found them like on eBay or something. Yeah, it doesn't say the artist's name or anything. But I found, because I was like, I want to see if this artist has, like, on the other side you can see, hold on a second. That side just has a little sailboat. On this side it has like birds and stuff on it. But anyway, I looked up to see if the artist had other things that they had done, or if they were like local to Michigan, and I couldn't find anything online or about the artist, but I did find this exact mug, and it was like on eBay or Etsy or something like that. I don't remember how I looked it up. I looked it up like white sailboat on blue background mug or something like that. I can't remember how I looked it up. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Oh, there's a leaf. There's Walter's leaf over there. He was pulling on the leash today because, okay, first of all, I have to tell you guys, it is extremely, extremely windy today. So I apologize in advance for the sound quality on this vlog. It kind of like stops, and then it gets really, really heavy. I woke up today, and Walter was like looking at the window. The window upstairs was literally like rattling because it was so windy. Yeah, it's been windy all day. I don't know when it started, because last night when I took them out before bed, like right at 5 o'clock in the morning, it wasn't like that at all. So I have no idea when it started, but I actually looked on the weather. I'm uploading, I can't look at the weather right now because I'm uploading my review of Girl on the Run, the true crime documentary, that I should have just done it the next day because it's been so long. I couldn't remember the details on it now. Got 18 minutes left to upload. But anyway, the current time is 5:32. But I looked up the weather earlier, and there was like a wind advisory out for like heavy winds. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I haven't decided yet if I'm going to film videos tomorrow and Sunday or not. Well, Sunday I definitely probably won't, besides the vlog, because it's the Oscars. And even though I haven't loved the movies this year, I know this probably doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense to me. Even though, and I have to tell you, it's been like in the 50s today. So I was just going to wear this out here, but I was like, no, Peter, let's come prepared. You know, let's get warm and let's get prepared. So I wore both coats today, and I put my boots on. I've been wearing my Birkenstock plastic sandals around. But anyway, so even though I haven't loved the movies this year, although last night's movie, The Secret Agent, oh my God, I loved that movie. It was so good. I know it's not going to win, but it's my pick for Best Picture. And I know, listen, we don't have to agree on movies. I'm just telling you it was my pick so far. The only one I watched half of Train Dreams, and so tonight I'm going to finish Train Dreams. Alex is at his friend's house right now. He has been gone all day long running around doing stuff. He's probably going to be tired. I asked him if he wanted to see F1 with Brad Pitt, and he said, he was like, yeah, I'll watch it with you if you want. I heard it's really bad. So I'm not really excited about watching that, but I'm going to watch it. So anyway, because I want to make sure that I've watched all the movies. I would like to That sounds like fireworks. I would like to watch a couple of the documentaries that are up for documentaries. Like, next year I will start earlier, because I like to watch all of the foreign films that are up. I would like to watch, because somebody was like, I wish you would watch it. I'm gonna eventually watch them. I'm just gonna, it's not gonna happen by Sunday. And I'd like to watch all the documentaries. The animated films, I mean, ideally, I would love to watch everything that's nominated for everything at the Oscars. But by tomorrow, I will have Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Actor in a Supporting Role, Best Actress, Actress in a Supporting Role, Adapted Screenplay, Original Screenplay. Yeah, and like costumes. Well, I think there's makeup and hair is the one that I don't have. It's like The Ugly Stepsister. I've never heard of that movie, except for on the Oscar nominations. And there's another one that's up that I haven't heard of. But other than that, I think I've seen I've seen enough to like cover the bases of the other ones as well. But anyway. I've been watching a lot of these like prediction videos and people that do like movie reviews and their favorite movies. It's so interesting. I just don't agree this year. I was, and a lot of them are a lot younger than me too. And I was kind of like, I wonder if it's like I compare what I think an Oscar winner is to what like somebody would compare an Oscar winner to, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't remember who won. I can remember thinking she was deserving. But a couple years ago, I watched, was it called The Wife? With Glenn Close. And I'm not a huge Glenn Close fan. Like, I like Glenn Close, but I'm not a huge Glenn Close fan. She was so fantastic in The Wife. Was that what it was called? Where, like, her husband was a writer, and they were in Europe, and she threw those nuts in his face because he was having an affair. Do you remember that movie? It was so fantastic. She was so good in it. And I was like, oh my God, this dog is so cute. Your dog is so cute.
Thank you.
How old?
Like a year.
Aw, is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Aw, she's adorable.
Her name's Coco.
Aw, hey Coco. She's so well behaved, too.
Yeah.
Have fun. These little girls, they were so sweet. They were, well, I mean, little girl, she's probably 15, 16. But anyway, this dog was like, it was so cute. The face was white, and the rest of it was like all like this light brown. And she was just standing there. Like, she was so cute. This little dog was so cute. Anyway, so well behaved, too. I mean, Walter and Otis are so cute, but not on leashes. They're like, ah! Especially when Walter sees birds. Oh my God. Today it's been so windy outside that the leaves, like he sees a leaf and I think he thinks it's a bird. He's just like, I try to keep him out as long as possible. Otis will come inside and he just like, wherever like he is tired, he falls asleep. Like if it's in the middle of the hallway, he falls asleep in the middle of the hallway. Walter just keeps on like walking around and like, what are we doing? What's next? What's next? Let's play. Let's play. Finally, like late at night, he kind of crashes out. But I try to get them to have as much. I've been taking them on a lot of walks during the day. I try to give them get them as tired as much. Otis is real exhausted. Like Walter's like, let's go another mile. He could just go for days. So anyway, yeah, I've been watching a lot of these like movie reviewers. Who's this guy? I actually just followed him on Instagram. He's a gay guy. He's married. He's probably, I don't know, 30, 35. His channel name is something, here I can tell you because I just like, I'm afraid to get out of this with the uploading. But I was already subscribed to him, but I just screenshot it because I want to go back and watch him in his movies. Stutterbox. And he says he has a stutter, but I don't ever notice it. Anyway, his reviews are fantastic. And they're very, very honest. And he did some review, and I think I'm going to call my video something like this. Like, he gets good views on his videos. But he did something like, I watched every Oscar-nominated movie and then he ranks them. Well, I agree with a lot of his ranking. It was interesting because, like, everybody, he puts Hamnet number 2 and Sinners number 1. And I think he put One Battle After Another number 3. What's interesting to me is that, like, and I watched it. Okay, I want to make this very, very clear. I've said this in like 3 videos now. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I think it's deserving of Oscar nominations. Okay, I understand the concept of the movie. I understand the background story. I understand the music and the importance of the music. I just did not. I was not wowed by Sinners. I just wasn't. And I think that to some degree, it's because I've never loved big production movies. I've looked like smaller movies. I've always loved those kind of roles. It's why the actors and the actresses that I've loved through the years have been like small movies, you know, like I love when an independent movie, it's like why I loved To Leslie a couple years ago about the alcoholic. You know, Trip to Bountiful is one of my all-time favorite movies. I like smaller movies like that. I just always have. Or movies that kind of like just feel like they're telling you a story. I don't know. I thought Sinners was great. It's just, it wouldn't be my pick. Everybody is like so crazy for Sinners. Well, here's the deal. I was wrong on all, and I'll probably be saying this in my predictions. I'm going to film tomorrow because I'm going to do my predictions video tomorrow. I've been wrong with all the Oscar nominations, so I'm sure I will be wrong with who wins as well. I think Sinners is going to sweep the whole thing. That's what I think. That's not what I agree with, but I think that's what will happen. The Secret Agent, I put my review up today, so some of you have already probably seen it. That's my pick for Best Picture. I think it was fantastically done. The Secret Agent is one of those movies that like sneaks in and it's so fantastically done. Like it's Brazil underneath an authoritarian military regime in 1977. It's not based on a true story, but it's based on true events. And like you feel like you're watching a movie that is in 1977, and it's just so fantastically done. I don't know, and I think the importance of the movie. Well, all the movies this year are like social commentary, except for really Hamnet. But I don't know. I want to finish these movies and I want to kind of sit on it because, you know, like a couple days after, I always kind of feel differently about like how I feel about movies. Like I'll be honest with you, like I've talked about this before, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like I almost didn't make it. I said to myself when I was watching it, Alex was out after 20 minutes. He was like, I can't do this movie. I was like, I'm gonna make it halfway. I think I rented it when it was out that year, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it halfway through. And if by the halfway mark, I'm like, I can't do it anymore, then I'm just gonna turn it off. By the halfway mark, I was intrigued enough that I wanted to find out the ending of it, which I'm so happy I did. I thought the movie was beautiful. I thought it was fantastic. I don't remember every category that won, but I remember being surprised that it won as much as it did. I was kind of like, I don't know. Like some of it to me was kind of like, I thought it was fantastic. I didn't think it was that. And I can't remember what was up against it that year, but there was something else that I was like just kind of blown away that didn't win. But anyway, I'm always wrong with the Oscars. Like, let's just make that very, very clear. I mean, well, a couple years ago, I really wanted Women Talking to win Best Picture. I knew it wasn't going to win. I mean, like, that's The Secret Agent this year. Like, Secret Agent is the movie that I wish would come out of nowhere and win. But it won't. I don't feel like that. Secret Agent is the first movie besides Song Sung Blue that I really felt this moved by. Like, I thought it was fantastic. It's about refugees that are living in this building in Brazil during this authoritarian. It's very timely for right now, and you know what's going on in the United States and what's going on around the world, and very much of like a history repeats itself kind of thing. I don't know, and I thought the main actor, what's his name, Wagner Moura, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I thought it was so, I like subtle movies. I don't know, and I think that's why I love Sentimental Value as well. It's a subtle movie. Don't get me wrong, like I love action movies. Like One Battle After Another felt very much like a Quentin Tarantino movie to me. And I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I love Pulp Fiction, and I've loved a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies, but it's not my first pick of a go-to movie, you know what I mean? Anyway, one of my favorite movies from the last couple of years, and it did win a lot of Academy Awards and I was blown away, was Coda. I loved Coda. But like if I would not have gone into the Academy Awards thinking Coda was going to win. Coda would have been my pick, but I would never have thought Coda was going to win. I loved that movie. Oh my God, it was so good. So anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know where I was at. Anyway. So yeah. Well, tomorrow I will do my predictions video. Tomorrow I wanted to do my reaction to Train Dreams, my reaction to F1, and then my predictions video, but I might just do my predictions video tomorrow. We'll have to see how I feel. If I'm gonna do reactions to Train Dreams and F1, I want to get a before the Oscars. So anyway, but you know, like I watch a lot of these movie reviewer people, and I love them. I agreed a lot with what he was saying. Like he was talking about Train Dreams. I think Train Dreams is a beautiful movie. I really do. I think it's slow. I think it's beautifully shot. And I'm like more than halfway through it. There's not much to it. I mean, to be for Best Picture, There were so many other options for Best Picture. It's missed on me. I just don't get it. So anyway, I don't know, maybe it's like I'm older or something and I look at movies in a different way. Because I always think about like my mom would have loved this movie or whatever. She was usually pretty right on about the Academy. The reason why I think like The Secret Agent could sneak in is it's a very political movie. And you know Hollywood's very political, but who is this? They're like literally stopping right in front of my house. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, this is what I was saying. Even though, like, I don't love the movies this year, it's so much more fun to watch the Oscars. Like, I don't even really watch the Oscars if I don't know any of the movies that are up, because I don't really care. I don't watch the red carpet. This year, I'm so excited to watch the red carpet. In honor of my mom, I'm going to get a bunch of cheese and have it cut up, a pot of coffee, not Keurig, a pot of coffee made, and special drinks and stuff like that. I'm so excited to watch the Academy Awards from the beginning to the end. So excited for it. So I'm going to do that on Sunday night, which means I won't get my nap. Or if I do, it won't be till like, because it doesn't end till like 11:30, you know? But I don't care. That'll be fun anyway. And so we'll go to brunch probably on Sunday. We're going to maybe go to brunch tomorrow, because Alex went to Rise today for brunch. And I said, oh my God, I've been wanting to go to Rise. He went to the one in Fishers. And I said, I've been wanting to go to Rise forever. He goes, do you want to go on Saturday? So we might go tomorrow. I have filmed so much this week that I feel like I need to take like a day or two off. So I do want to do the predictions video. I didn't start a movie channel and watch all the Academy Awards not to do a predictions video. I'm just saying, you know. I am excited though, I will say, to get to next week to reviewing some movies that are not Academy Awards. Because a lot of these movies I wouldn't watch. Like, not that I wouldn't watch, but I wouldn't have watched them right now to review them, you know. But anyway, so I'm really excited about the Academy Awards. This is like the first year in a long time, probably since the one year that I went to the movie theater and watched all the movies and stuff. This is like the first year in a long time that I've been this excited to watch the movies. Somebody said to me on one of my videos the other day, something about they can't wait till the Oscars are over so I can get back to my TV shows. Man, I'm still watching my TV shows. Like, I'm still watching my TV shows and keeping up with my TV shows as well. Alex and I watched something last night, and I can't remember what it was now, but I do have to catch up on some of my things. But I will tell you what I started the other night. I thought I knew this story. I feel like I watched is there another documentary about Skylar Neese? So I started the 3-part documentary the other night. I think it's on Hulu, or yeah, it's on Hulu and Disney. It's called like the Best Friends or something, Friends something. It's about the 2 friends that killed the girl. They killed their friend, I think. I know the story. I thought it was Murder on the Friday Night Lights, but I don't think it's that. I've watched the story. I know the story from somewhere else, but I started watching it, and I got like 20 minutes into it. The documentary is very, very well done. So I was like, I think I'm going to start it over from the beginning once I get done with these movies. I might watch it tonight if I get done with these movies early. If I get done with these movies before my nap, then I will watch the True Crime, and then probably Survivor tonight. But anyway, yeah, I'm real excited about the Oscars. Like, this is like the first year, like I was saying, in a long time since I felt this excited about it. I don't know, and even though I'm not, like, there's not any movies that I'm, like, really, like, I mean, you always would, like, hope that, like, who you really want to win would win. But, like, okay, the only one that I'm, like, super, super excited about, here comes Laura. There goes Laura!
Bye. Bye.
Poop bag! She's carrying.
Poop bag.
She said hi, but she's doing her laps around right now. We have not started our walk yet. We were just talking about that earlier. We walk at different times, so she's got something she's doing tonight. So no, we have not started our walk yet. That bird, you hear that bird? That. Not that one. If it makes a sound again, I was going to say play it for you guys. It's that one bird that makes that real funny noise. That is the bird that drives Walter crazy. Anyway, I'm excited about the Oscars. It'll be fun. Even though I don't, like, none of these movies I'm that blown away. I'm like, yes! I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see, like, the musical performances. I am excited about seeing the red carpet and stuff like that. So, we'll see. Anyway, so today, this leaf is blowing up. Oh, blew up over the house. Alex has been gone pretty much all day today. Well, he had 2 meetings back-to-back, Zoom meetings here at home. And then he left because he had to get his hair cut at noon today. So he went and got his hair cut at noon. And then right after that, he left to go meet his friend that he has lunch with once a month. And because she's always doing stuff, her daughter's in gymnastics and all kinds of sports and stuff. So they don't do dinner anymore, they do brunch. So he went and met her for brunch at Rise in Fishers. And then right after that, he met his mom at the IV hydration place, and they got an IV. Then after that, some of his friends that he works with, that they were meeting at this place called Sangrita to have a margarita. So he was asked his mom if she wanted to go have a margarita with them. So he and his mom went and met these 3 friends of his from work, and they all had a Friday margarita. And then after that, he went to his friend's house to record his Traitors audition tape. People have said to me, I actually think this is a genius idea. I really, to be honest with you, this is kind of like Alex's thing. I was like, I don't know that I would, the idea of when you're sitting here talking about going on Traitors or Big Brother, it sounds fun, but I don't know that I would really love that experience. I just don't know that I think I would. How long is Traitors? Is it a month? I don't want to be gone that long. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I can film videos while I'm gone and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? People are like, just take a month off. This is a job. You know what I mean? To some degree. But, it's not like I could swing it for a month. You know what I mean? But, to go on Traitors, I guess, would be worth it for $1 million or whatever. No, it's whatever they make. 250 is, the most. But usually the celebrity Traitors is always, that they make more money than they make if the regular people play. But Alex is since this audition thing has gone out, he's wanted to do it. I think he's down to the very last minute. Where's my... I've got 5 or 9. I can't see what it says, 5 or 9 minutes. Anyway, he's been wanting to do this audition tape. Tanya was like, oh, Alex dresses so nice. Alan Cumming will... I don't think Alan Cumming have anything to do with who's hiring these people, but... A couple people in my video said, no, you should do an audition and you should talk about the only reason you want to go on Traitors is to be on Shetland. I actually thought that's not a bad idea, because that is kind of true. I would want to go over to, that part of Scotland. I think it's close, actually. I think I looked one night, but I thought that would be so funny to do an audition tape and talk about the only reason I wanted to go on Traitors was so that I could, maybe then get on Shetland. Should I turn in a Traitors tape? Alex keeps on telling me, he's like, babe, go. He's like, maybe they'd cast us together. I'm like, yeah. He's like, Caroline or Tanya can watch the dogs. He's like, you'll be fine. I was like, okay. But then I feel what if I got on and he didn't? That would be DIVORCE. No, he would be so supportive. Alex is always so supportive. If I got on, he'd be like, well, I'll try next time. I'll be like, okay. I'd be like, I want you to have my spot. So anyway, he's over at his girlfriend's house now. She and her daughter are helping him. Her daughter's 6. She and her daughter are helping him film his audition tape. I don't know why he didn't ask me. I told him, I said, I'll help you with it. He goes, no. He's like, you'll have too many ideas. He goes, I know exactly how I want to do it. I go, okay. But he's going to show it to me. If he doesn't, I'll be mad. So I woke up today and I was just laying in bed with the dogs, and it was so cozy. And I looked over to grab my phone and go downstairs, and I saw my Kindle, and I thought maybe today is a day that I should just stay in bed and read all day. And then I was like, no, Alex is going to be gone. He probably won't be home for another hour or so. I was like, if he's gone today, I might as well just film all my videos all day today. So I did. So I filmed a drama video. I did my hot or not video. Who and what is hot or not? Naughty. Oh, that's what I call the video. I haven't put it together yet. Hot or naughty. Who or what is hot or not. And then what was the other thing? I did my Girl on the Run reaction for my TV channel. I did the Secret Agent movie review. I did a Peterisms video because I haven't filmed over there for a while, and I did a review of this dried fruit. I think I've tried every dried fruit that Trader Joe's has now. But anyway, that was my day, and I've taken the dogs out a couple times, and the wind it was really, really seriously strong earlier. It doesn't seem as strong as it was before. So, I've had a couple moments the last couple days where I've gotten really sad. It's weird, it just kind of hits me out of nowhere. Has that ever happened to you? I'm not sad or feel down that day, but just like out of nowhere. And it was one day I was thinking about something to do with my mom, and I just was like, and honestly, like, you know, grieving is so strange. Like, Caroline and I were talking about this the other day. I said something about, like, my mom has been gone so long now. I think this May will be 18 years. 18 years my mom has been gone. And, I mean, we're talking almost 20 years, you know? And Caroline's like, yeah, my mom and dad have been gone a long time too now. And, maybe not 18 years, but a while. I think this is 10 years, maybe. Oh yeah, I think this is 10 years since my aunt had passed away. I think next January will be 10 years since my aunt passed away. But something about my mom, I was thinking about my mom the other day, and I just got like really sad, like moved to tears sad. And it was the strangest thing. Like, I don't really ever get like that with my mom anymore, honestly. You know, people ask me a lot about grieving and how do you get over grieving, how do you get through grieving, and what's the best way. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I can just tell you what I did. But, you know, when people talk about there's no, like, time limit on grief, I will tell you this. I think, like, you know, my mom passed away, and then, 4 years later, I didn't go to meetings for 4 years, and I came back to meetings, I started talking about my mom, but I was really talking about how angry and pissed off at the world I really was. It really wasn't about my mom and God for taking my mom and stuff. You know, and then when I got on YouTube, it was really when I started vlogging. I started, if you remember that first year or two, I told a lot of stories of my mom. I really think, like, this channel has been so cathartic for me. You know, just to, I don't know, just relive and tell stories of my life. And I think I really grieved a lot. I mean, I cried a lot telling those stories. I mean, it was kind of a joke to people. People were like, he cries all the time. I mean, I did cry all the time. I still cry all the time, but not about my mom anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that if I did. But like a couple years ago, somebody said in one of my videos, oh, there's a cardinal up there. Is that like a female cardinal? Because somebody said, oh, they're chasing each other. But a couple years ago, somebody said something about, like, how long are you going to be crying over your mom or something? I said, I guess as long as I live, because she's my mom. But I don't, to be honest with you, that's where I felt at that time. Like, if I feel like I need to cry about my mom, I'm going to cry about my mom. But I don't feel like as moved. It was weird because it came out of nowhere. You know, what's strange is, like, I really think, like, this channel helped me a lot in telling stories about my mom because, you know, Caroline and I told them to, and everybody else, and so I just kind of relived it all over here. And I think that was really, like, if I had a feeling or I wanted to tell a story and I wanted to laugh or I wanted to cry, I just told it. And so cathartically, me kind of telling all those stories got me through it to the point where it's like, I don't know where at what point this stopped being my mom's house and it became our house. Like, I don't know when that happened. I mean, there's still stuff of my mom's inside the house, like the secretary desk and the artwork and stuff like that. Everything else is ours. A lot of, I mean, and we have our art on the walls as well, but some of her art remains, but everything else is ours. And so, but it's not things. I think it was when I was watching Sentimental Value, I was thinking about this. It's not the things. You know, it's the, I think, like, living with the dogs, like, whenever we come home from vacation, it always is like, this is our home. Like, it feels, you know, like we're home again. I don't know when that switched for me, because the first couple of years, it really did feel like we were living in my mom's house. It really felt like that. It doesn't feel like that anymore at all. I think sitting out here on the patio where she really never sat, I think has really done a lot about that. I don't know what it is. Getting involved in the neighborhood and the pool. You know, there's not really anybody in the neighborhood anymore that was here when my mom was here. So, you know, at first when she, you know, passed away, there'd be a lot of people that, like, knew my mom or remembered her, friends of my aunt and uncles and stuff like that, because they lived right around the corner. I don't know. I think I never went into grief as something that I was trying to get through or get over. I think that's the one trick, is that I never, you know, people say there's no time limit on a grief. I don't think I put a time limit on it. I don't think I thought that way. I don't think I ever thought, like, I remember early on, because I remember reaching out to a friend of mine, I've told this story so many times, and I said, you know, people keep on telling me I need to move on. Her son had passed away. And she said to me, no, we never move on, but we move through the pain. And, you know, she explained it to me as, like, we'll carry the memories and the thoughts of those people with us forever, like, they're always with us, but you have to work through the pain, right? Like, you don't just hop, skip, and jump over it. That analogy has been so fantastic for me in my entire life, because it has helped me so much in not just grieving my mom, but grieving other people, but grieving change in my life. We don't just grieve people and pets, we grieve change and jobs. The camera stopped. And the end of high school and the end of college and moving and relationships ending, friendships ending, seasons ending. We grieve all of that, you know? And so I think that what that taught me was to embrace it and move through it and allow myself to feel those feelings, which I had been doing with my mom anyway. Like, when a song would come on the radio, I'd just pull over and let myself just cry if it was a song that my mom loved, you know? And then be like, okay, let's get on down the road a little bit, you know? But I don't think I ever... The church bells are going off. Oh, my video's up. What time is that? It is 5:59, because it's 6 o'clock by the church's sentiment. I don't think I ever went into it with this idea of like, there's this thing that I'm doing and it's grieving my mom's loss and I have to get over it. Like, I don't think I ever thought of it that way. I never had anybody really pushing it down my throat. I mean, people would ask me and say things, but I wouldn't say they were people that I really genuinely valued, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like close friends of mine were like, get over it. Like, Tanya would never. She would never. I mean, she would encourage me to sit in as long as I needed to, you know, and Alex would do the same. I don't know. I will also say it's weird, like, and it's not popular to talk about this because I think that, I remember when I said this about Pee-Pee, and people that didn't like me were like, oh my God, he was more upset about losing Pee-Pee than he was losing his mom. I was more prepared to lose my mom. I was more prepared to lose my mom because she had been in the hospital for 3 months, and it was every day that I knew she wasn't gonna make it. With Pee-Pee, our Chihuahua, I mean, it was 1.5 years of us knowing that he was sick, but it really wasn't until the very end. And Boo Radley was the same way. It was the last couple weeks. He was pacing and whatever. But even then, like, even living in it, then I thought Boo Radley's going to turn around. I kept on thinking he's going to turn around, he's going to turn around. And our vet was giving us hope too, you know? And I read this thing recently that the reason why you grieve pets differently is because your relationship with pets is completely different in the formation of, like, the neurological relationship building in your brain that you have with people than you do with pets. I thought that was interesting. I think Big Marvis's mom posted that, and I saw it on there. I think it has to be true. I don't know, like, I think about Boo Radley a lot, you know? Like, Pee-Pee and Tucker, Pee-Pee I had grieved. Tucker was such a huge part of, like, he passed after the accident, and I thought about Tucker, like, every day until I came back to YouTube, and then it was just, like, silence because it was just me and Boo Radley in the house and stuff like that. And so then I had a lot of opportunity to grieve Tucker. With Boo Radley, it was weird because when Boo Radley passed, I feel like it was also the start of, I mean, do you guys remember the anxiety was so bad? Like, I would wake up and I was literally shaking like this. Like, I don't know what I don't know if it's me working through it. I don't know if it's the walking every day. I do really, really believe in the restorative efforts of exercise. I really, truly do believe that. By the way, I just have to tell you this last night. Do you guys remember when I was talking about vegetables? Okay, and I was talking about how Alex was having a steak, the steakhouse and all this kind of stuff. So I had been talking to him the night before because I was like, what are you going to have with your steak? And he was like, well, what other vegetables I have? Asparagus, I hope, blah, blah, whatever. And I said something about, because I love asparagus too. And I was like, you know what sounds really good to me? Is I said, like, red potatoes sound really good. I don't know why. And so last night he brought me 3 servings of green beans, red potatoes, and mushrooms. Wasn't that so nice? With this little sauce that you dip them in. So that's what I had for dinner last night, was not all 3 of them. I had, like, they're like big. It was like all these green beans. Oh my God, the green beans were so green. And all these mushrooms. And then all these, like, these red potatoes. I love red potatoes. Wasn't that so sweet of him? Anyway, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's from getting the dogs. You know, so this is kind of what was making me sad about Boo Radley the other night, was I was thinking, you know, a year ago, if you remember, getting ready to go to Ultra, Well, so anyway, when Boo passed away, you know, it was like the anxiety. I was getting up every day. I was like shaking, like I couldn't stop. I wasn't shaking, but I felt like I was shaking. Talking to my therapist about it, he was talking about combined grief. I mean, that year between Boo Radley and getting the dogs, which wasn't even a complete year, so much felt to me like what my therapist called combined grief. Like I felt like it all just came at me at once and I hadn't really dealt with a whole lot of it. And so that year was just really healing, but I was thinking about how much has changed. Like, because they've become such a part of my daily life, like, I mean, my life is, other than Alex, filming videos and the dogs. Like, that's it. And they become such, and they're so dependent on me, and they so need me, and, you know, they wait outside in the landing or in their beds, and as soon as I come out the bedroom door from filming, they're, like, right there. You know, they're so excited about everything, and I love them so much. They love us so much. They're so sweet. I don't think I remember quite how lonely I was without them. I mean, do you guys remember? I talked forever about how quiet it is in the house and no puppy paws. And, you know, it's like, and now they're like always like play wrestling and fighting or chewing on a squeak toy or, you know, there's always running around the house. Like the house has got sound again, you know? And it's nice. And it doesn't feel so lonely during the day. And it was, you know? And, like, I think Alex was really, really, because, you know, he was, like, at the end, he was like, I think you need to get a dog. Like, it's time. I think, like, I don't know. I just was so lonely. And I don't know that I would talk about it, but I don't think I really realized how lonely I was. And what's scary about it is, if you remember, like, I was talking about, like, there was never a perfect time. Because I didn't want to get the dogs and then, like, go the next day on vacation. Well, it seemed like the perfect dog always popped up right before we were leaving somewhere. So if you remember last year, like this time, I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get another dog. And I had, like, people would send me stuff all the time. It never felt right to me. So I was like, okay. I mean, in my head, I was thinking, when we get back from Ultra last year, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to go to one of these rescues and whatever pops up is the dog that I'm supposed to have. That was kind of my mindset at that time. And then that'll give me a couple months until we go on our birthday trip. Well, we got back and nothing really popped up. People were sending me dogs all the time, and I was just like, And then, you know, after we went on our birthday, by the time that we went on our birthday trip to Mexico, I was just kind of convinced. I was really sad about it. I don't think I talked much about it. I think I talked a little bit about it, but I didn't talk as much as I was really feeling it. I was very sad about the fact that I was kind of coming to terms with the fact that maybe we weren't going to get another dog. You know, Alex was like, you get as many dogs as you want, but they're your dogs, like, which is so funny because he's so fallen in love with these dogs, which everybody was like, that's going to happen, but he'll still make it very clear they're my dogs. But they come, as soon as he comes in the door, he's like, hi guys, and they come jumping all over him. They follow him upstairs. He lays in bed. They're all over him. He loves them so much. But, so, oh, it's like one of those trails in the sky from the airplanes, you know? So pretty. All of a sudden in the tree, there's like 8 birds. I'm like, they're telling me they want me to put the bird feeders out again. I need to put the bird feeders out. I'm not putting as many as I put out last year, because then the dogs will just want to go right over there and just be into the dog seat every day. So we're going to have to figure it out. I'm going to put some of them in the back. I might hang one around here on one of those shepherd's hooks. We'll see. I'm going to get wind chimes. Well, I have wind chimes. I have like 5 in the basement. So I'm going to put them up. But the thing is, while I vlog, it's going to be really loud. My neighbors, the new neighbors that moved in, they got wind chimes. She had hung a big one outside. And there's a lot of people in the neighborhood that have wind chimes. Now I want wind chimes. Well, like I said, I have them. But I want to get one and like hanging out here. But I feel like I'm going to have to take it down every time. Oh, I can't talk about the ferns today. But we're buying all new ferns. Oh my God. And we're not going to get attached to the ferns. But we're going to buy all new ferns. Okay, we're not talking about that today. We're still down to the final 2, but even if people are like, put them out now. Oh, this is what I was going to say. This is what the whole boo thing came up the other day. Okay. somebody was talking about, I was talking about attachments and not naming the new ferns, and somebody said, and we're not going to name the ferns on the vlog. Thank you for that. We are going to name the ferns, but I'm not going to get attached. I have to name the ferns. I name everything. But anyway, so I think this toy was Boo Radley's toy. This was my second real emotional moment. It caught me completely off guard. There were a lot of toys from the bark boxes and stuff that they never used. Boo Radley never played with toys, first of all. So I think these were some of Boo Radley's toys that he never played with, but that came after Tucker passed away. And one of them was like this Woodstock from Charlie Brown, but he has like bat wings on him. Okay. Walter has carried this thing around for like, oh no, this wasn't the other day. This was yesterday this happened. Walter's carried this thing around forever. He loves this toy, okay? Well, do you remember me talking yesterday about how I came out and there was like fuzz all up and down the stairs? Was I just telling Alex that, or did I tell you guys that? I couldn't figure out from what stuffed animal it was. Okay, well, we're laying in bed yesterday, and all of a sudden I start seeing all this fuzz around, right? And I'm like, where is that fuzz coming from? And Walter's just sitting there looking at me. This is a big truck. Walter is just staring there looking at me with this thing, this Woodstock in his mouth, and just all this fuzz just coming out of it. They had ripped this thing apart. I mean, it was ripped apart. And there was fuzz coming out. I mean, they could have pulled fuzz out of it for 3 more hours. And I was like, it was like the whole bed was covered with this stuff. I don't even know how there was that much fuzz. The toy is like that big. I don't even know how there was that much fuzz in it. So I was like, ugh. And so he like laid it down and I picked it up. And I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to throw this away. And Alex looked at me and he goes, well, he still wants it. So I start pulling all the fuzz out. Well, it was like one of those magicians, and Walter and Otis were just looking at me the whole time, right? They literally went on to the next toy right after this. But I've had to I've had to throw away like 3 toys. Okay, do you guys remember those toys that I got from PetSmart that are like the cheap Christmas toys that have the crinkles and the squeaks in them? They love those. All of a sudden, okay, this was a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden, I started seeing like clear duct tape. And I couldn't figure out what it was. I was like, and like Otis would have like a piece of clear duct tape just in his mouth. And I'm like, are they getting it underneath the chairs? Like, where? And so I'd go over there and they pull it away, give me that, and I throw it away. Next day, they'd have another piece of clear duct tape. I'm like, where are they getting this? It's like this it looked like candy wrapper, like this big plastic. And I'm like, where? And I would hear it as soon as they got it, because they start, I'm like, where are they getting this? Well, it took me like 3 toys to realize it's what makes the crinkle noise inside of those toys. So now they get through it, and we just, Alex texted me. Texted something about his mom. He said, LOL, my mom. Oh, it's his Traitors audition tape. Is his mom there with him? She must be. Well, let me finish the story, and then I'm going to stop this because I have to watch it and see what I think, because that's why he's asking me. Or sending it to me. So, okay, so Walter, or I'll forget this story. So Walter is looking at me. So I start pulling this fuzz out, because I'm like, well, I'll just give him the toy. I'll just take all the fuzz out. Do you ever do that, the dog toys? And then it's just a flat toy. Okay, but they still carry it around. They love it. It's like one of those magicians with the handkerchiefs where it's like you pull, it just never stops ending. Okay. This fuzz, like, it came out and it expanded. and Walter and Otis are just looking at me. Alex is laughing his ass off. He goes, just throw it away. I mean, I just kept on pulling it. It was like there was never ending to this fuzz inside this. It was like packed so tight. So finally, I just threw it away in the trash can. And I looked down there like it was a Velveteen Rabbit. I have such an attachment to things. And I come out of the bathroom, and I must have this sad look on my face, because Alex looks at me, he goes, babe, it's just a dog toy. They were already on to the next toys. He goes, it's just a, I said, I know, but like, should I keep it? Because it was like one of their favorite toys. He's like, keep it for what? He was like, we have like all the toys from like Tucker and Pee-Pee down in the basement. He's like, it's not like you go down there and look at those. I was like, yeah, that's right. Once the trash comes and it's gone, I'll be fine. But like, now that seeing the trash, I feel so bad. I do. Like, he's probably down there in that trash can, like, is Walter looking for me? That book, The Velveteen Rabbit, effed me up. Like it did. Don't read that book to your kids. Don't. I think, like, every attachment that I have in the world to, like, inanimate objects has everything to do with that book, The Velveteen Rabbit, that my mom loved. And it's, like, one of the most sad, depressing books ever in the entire world. If you've ever read The Velveteen Rabbit, oh my God, it's devastating. It's so sad. Anyway, all right, I'm going to stop this real quick and watch Alex's Traitors thing. So I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I can't show it to you because I don't think he would like that. But the reason he sent it to me is, okay, so his mom's over there too. So his friend's like, are there like questions for this application or something? Because like she asks him this question, like, what's your best trait for being on the show or something like that. So anyway, but he's answering the question. He looks nice. He's doing a good job. And then in the background, you hear his mom's phone go off, okay? Like, she's, like, looking at, like, you know, Instagram Reels or something. And he goes, Mom. And she goes, pardon. I go, why did you bring her? Oh, he's texting me back. Doesn't he look so nice, though?
What would be your name?
What is going on? Okay. How do I get out of it? What did he text me? Hold on. Nikki's texting me. Alex is texting me. Let me text Nikki back real quick. Okay. Oh, so did I say this already? Oh, the Skylar Niece documentary. So I started that last night, but like I only watched 20 minutes of it. It's so good. Anyway, so that was the story. That was what was making me think. But the other day I was thinking something about Boo Radley. I was downstairs and I was like, I look at the pictures and stuff. I know this is corny, but I carry the dogs over to the pictures of the dogs that like next to their ashes. And I'm like, this was your oldest brother, Pee-Pee. And I tell Otis and Walter the stories of Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee. But it's just like, it's so weird. Like, I mean, it really wasn't that long ago. I mean, now it's a year and a half, but it doesn't feel like that long ago that I was just like in such a manic state, so worried about Boo Radley and his pacing, and we were calling the vet every day. I mean, I was just like, that little dog was my life, you know? It's like, and now these little guys are my life, and I love them, and I don't know, I was like, I take moments, like, it's sad that it took all of this for me. I remember when Pee-Pee got diagnosed with heart disease, and that was when, like, I would take them out back and stuff like that. And, if Pee-Pee wanted to sit out there for another 15 minutes, I just, like, you know, little guy, we're all on borrowed time, but I was like, the little guy's on borrowed time, just let, you know. And then, when he passed away, like, Tucker and Boo Radley, it really made me realize just those moments. So just laying into bed and laying on the bed and just watching Tucker just like play on a little toy. And Otis so reminds me, his attitude reminds me of Pee-Pee, but more so Tucker now. It's funny because I think that that's what Alex sees in Otis, like a little baby Tucker. And like Otis will just sit there, he can just play for an hour with a toy like Tucker could. But now, like, from losing all 3 of the dogs, like, back in the day, I'd be like, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that done, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that. And you know, realistically, not driving really slows my life down. It really does. Like, it's almost like I was, like, looking for things to go do because I just didn't want to be at the house or something. I don't know. Like, people that do, like, make YouTube videos or TikTok, we don't talk a lot about this, but it is kind of a lonely life. Like, other than people that you talk to, like, online every once in a while, which it's not like, other than we kind of do similar things, like, it's not like, I don't know, we don't live, it's not like, you know what I mean? It's like I talk to Tanya and I talk to my friends, sober friends, and Nikki and Mel and stuff like that, and Caroline, but it's kind of like a lonely throughout the day. I mean, when everybody else is working, you're filming videos or whatever you're doing. Alex just texted me back. And it's just kind of like a lonely day sometimes. Like, I think that's why I try to fill it with so much. And I think back in the day, you know, I would leave, I'd go to Starbucks and get a coffee, and then I'd go here and I'd go there, and by the time I got home, I'd film like 2 or 3 videos, and then, you know, take a nap, and that night I would go film my vlog. I felt very rushed. It was a period of my life where I felt very rushed. I think I felt happy at times, but I think like since the accident and not driving and reevaluating all that my life since then, I've had to really be like, well, how happy really were you? Or was it all just kind of distraction? Like, were you looking for distractions? You know what I mean? Like, because you just didn't want to sit at home with your thoughts. And now it's like, I mean, I've done so much inventory, so much therapy in the last couple years. And I've really kind of like slowed my mind down to this very peaceful state that it kind of just always like, you know, before it was like 60 miles an hour and then I'd have moments where it slowed down to 30 miles an hour. Now I'm just kind of always out 30 miles an hour. Does that make sense? Or, you know, it's like my life has slowed down a lot. And part of that is just throughout the day, like laying down and just like laying with the dogs and just doing nothing. Like sometimes I'll just put my music on my iTunes and just lay there and watch them play, and you know, they'll come up to me and like curl next to me and stuff, and then I'll go film a video, you know? And not driving and not leaving the house, like I can remember talking years ago about how small my life was. And that was a statement that after I talked about it on here and I talked about it to some people and talked about it in therapy, it's like, do you ever feel this way with stuff? Like you look at something in a certain way and it seems like such a negative, like my life is so small in a negative way. And then it like flipped the more I looked at it, and I was like, my life is so small and I'm thankful for that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like leaving the house, I like going on vacations and all that kind of stuff, but like just looking up at the trees, like this is my view, you know? And this is my life, and walking around the neighborhood at night, listening to my audiobooks and music, and taking the dogs on walks and watch. I like that, and I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, I love going out and doing stuff. I love going on trips, but I don't. To be honest with you, even when I go out, I could take a trip for a month. But when I go out and do stuff, like after a couple hours, like I'm kind of ready to be back. I don't know. Like one of the things we are working on in therapy is that I don't know that I've ever let go of. Is I don't know why I don't feel like this on vacation. I still don't necessarily always feel like here at home, I feel very safe. I just after I'm out for a while, I don't even know how to explain that unsafe feeling. I just am like, you know, it's interesting because somebody said to me on my drama video yesterday, they said, would you be willing to do a dedicated video about your social anxiety experience? And I was like, I feel like I have done a video like that on one of my channels at some point. I'm sure I have. I've talked a lot about it over here. It's such a combination of so many things. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. I definitely don't. Like, YouTube has helped me so much get over social anxiety. And I think, like, me going and doing more stuff with Alex, like, back in the day, let me explain how bad it was. Like, these weddings that we went to and, like, the rehearsal dinners and stuff, I wouldn't have gone to any of that. I would have just said, no, you go without me. I'm not going. I didn't go to anything. A lot of family things I didn't even want to go to. I did, but I didn't want to. And I would go late and leave early. Like, my social anxiety was horrible. Like, it was life confining. I go out a lot now, and I don't really feel it the same way as I do anymore. I'm trying to think of something recently. It's so weird when it hits me. Going into my home group, okay? Like, if Tanya and I haven't been there 2 weeks, and, like, I don't know, like, who I'm going to run into or whatever, and they're all friends of mine, even though it's people I like, it still makes me nervous. Small settings make me more nervous than large settings. Like, people are like, you know, malls and whatever. I don't like being around tons of people. But it's almost kind of like you can kind of hide, and it's not like anybody's looking at me. And that's also like one of my mantras too. It's like, you're never going to see these people again. Like, if I start getting nervous in large groups, like at Ultra Music Festival, I think I have a lot of mantras I've learned in therapy, and, you know, and from friends of mine that have social anxiety. I'll be like, you're never going to see these people again. Nobody cares what you're doing. Dance your ass off and have the most fun that you want to have, right? But when you go somewhere where, like, oh, maybe next weekend you will be at a dinner sitting across the table, you know what I mean? Like, then it's a little bit harder. I don't know. So it's interesting because at times, like Tanya, nobody else has really expressed this, but Tanya will be like, I'm kind of worried that she'll say, like, you're getting agoraphobic. I'm like, I leave the house, Tanya. Like, I don't have a problem leaving the house. She hasn't said this in a long time. But she used to say that. She's like, we need to get you out more. You need to leave more. You know, it's not like, when I'm sitting here and I think about, like, Cousin Fun Day or going to a meeting with Tanya or going out to brunch, I don't get scared thinking about that. Or if Alex said, okay, we're going to go to a dinner with all these couples tonight. That's actually something tonight that we're not doing it. But that's something that I would actually look forward to. Not like, oh, I'm nervous about. Back in the day, I'd be like, what excuse can I come up with to not have to do this? I look forward to those things now. But I also feel more in control of, like, I can leave when I want to leave. And I don't feel like I have to make up some excuse. You know, I'll just say, like, when I'm done, like, I'll just say I've had a really great time and thank you for having me. And, you know, because, like, sometimes the dinners will go to drinks after, and I'm, you know, then he'll Uber home and I'm like, I'm just going to take an Uber now. You know what I mean? And sometimes we come home together. I don't know. It's just like, I feel more in control of those things now than I did before. I don't know that I didn't feel in control. I don't know how to explain it. I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like it's not that I don't want to go places. It's that I choose when I can and when I can't. Sometimes I get out and I'm having a blast, you know? Like, a couple of these last couple times, Caroline and I have stayed out a lot longer. We're not doing Wednesday this week because she's got a meeting. So, she felt real bad about it, too. She's like, I can't do Wednesday. Do you want to do another? She can do Wednesday, but after 3:30. I was like, girl, no. I'll be filming videos. And I think therapy on Thursday is real early. Not real early, but like noon or 1 or something next week. And I usually have it at 2 or 3. But that's good. So Wednesday I'll film a lot of videos. Thursday I'll film a lot of videos. But, you know, it's this conundrum, right? Like, I'm saying, like, I get out and then I'm ready to get home because... Okay, here's the thing. I don't remember having the seizure. I don't. And not driving takes away... I can't hurt anybody if I have a seizure, right? Like, if I'm out and I'm in a mall and I'm seizing in the middle of a mall, I mean, if somebody's standing in front of me, I mean, maybe they could, you know, but not on the level of what happened in the accident, which I live with that every single day, you know? And so the not driving takes away the chance of that ever happening again. It's not that fear. It's not... And I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I do say to, like, Uber drivers and stuff, I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, so I have, you know, like, seizure disorder or whatever, and I'll explain it to them. If it's, like, a long drive, you know, just in case something happens. But if I'm with Caroline or Alex or Tanya, I don't really worry about it because I know, like, in all honesty, I think it's one of the reasons why I haven't gone to the casino for a really long time. Because I'm like, well, what if I'm at the casino? I don't know anybody that works there anymore. You know, if I was going with Valerie, it would feel completely different. But, like, if I'm in the middle of the casino and I have a seizure and, like, I don't know that somebody's going to get me to the hospital or... I don't know. It scares me a little bit. It's the unknown, I think. And I have talked a lot about that in therapy. But it's going to be an unknown that I live with for the rest of my life. I mean, you know, when I had my seizure, when I was first diagnosed with it, you know, I can remember talking to me, he said, you may never have a seizure again in your entire life. And that's what my doctors continue to tell me. You know, you might never have another one, or you might have it just, you don't know, you know? And the medication seems to be working, but with Keppra, like, you don't do, like with Depakote, you do blood levels and stuff like that. With Keppra, you don't do that. So there's not really a way for them, you know, they can do like the brain scans and MRIs and stuff like that. I think I have to do that annually now, but, and to be honest with you, like, I'm so fully aware at this point that I have no control over that. Like, if that's going to happen, and I'm going to the doctor, I'm doing what my doctors say, and I'm getting everything checked out, there's nothing I can do about that anyway if that happens. But I do feel like if I'm here, I'm safer than, like, if I'm going to lay down and take a nap, I know this is going to sound crazy, but this is how I live. If Alex is gone, or he's at work, I'm going to lay down and take a nap, or a walk, I always text him. I'm taking a walk, taking a nap. We track each other's phones and stuff like that so he can see where I'm at. If he calls and he hasn't heard from me, like, or texts me, like, hasn't heard from me in a couple hours or whatever, not just in those situations, but just throughout the day, like, he knows I film throughout the day. He kind of knows, he's been here enough to see how that works. If he hasn't heard from me in 3 or 4 hours, and he's called multiple times, like, he's called Tanya before, or Caroline, he'll call one of our neighbors and be like, have you seen Peter outside? And And thank God nothing's happened to me, but I think that's part of my fear of going out places alone. Like, a lot of people are like, well, go out to eat by yourself alone. First of all, why would I used to like to do that stuff when I could just kind of go here and go there. I don't enjoy that anymore. I don't know. I've changed, you know? But anyway, it's weird to think how much has changed in a year, because I can remember going to Ultra, and honest to God, I really thought, like, I was looking at like 4 different rescues. Not specific rescue dogs, but rescue places. When we left for Ultra last year, and I thought, when we get back, I really did think it was going to be kind of like this kismet kind of thing, like it was supposed to happen, which is so strange what happened with Walter and Otis. Like, it still floors me. And, that I said I wanted these kind of like, I don't think they're ugly, I think they're cute. But I didn't mean ugly dogs, but I said it. But like weirdly looking dogs, you know, just kind of different. And, you know, like Walter's just kind of like, his hair's always all over and whatever. And Otis is just kind of funny looking and cute. And but I said I wanted brothers, and I said I wanted, bonded pair. And to be honest with you, I thought that's never going to happen. I mean, every person I talk to, most rescues don't, like if they have 4 brothers, they don't adopt them out because they're kept separately a lot of times and they're not attached. They're not bonded. So that's what I was told by a lot of rescues, was that we usually don't like adopt siblings out together because they're not bonded anyway. Like they're, you know what I mean? That's what I was told by a lot of rescues. Now there was one rescue I talked to and said if they're bonded, we adopt them always together. Like we won't adopt them apart. But this was a completely different situation. And, you know, my friend that arranges, like, she does all these rescues, and she usually gets dogs, and she finds them, and then she takes them to different rescue organizations and stuff like that. She just sent me a picture of their sister the other day, you guys. It's so cute, with her 3 sisters. So she has 3 sisters. She's so cute. We keep on talking about how we got to get them all together. People are like, do you think they'll know each other? Tanya was like, I think from smell they'll know each other. I was like, really? Do you? It's funny because her hair is like, she's black, but her hair, she looks like Walter, but all black. But Walter's little ears are like this. Her ears are longer, and she's got more of a Shih Tzu look to her, but she definitely looks, the texture of the hair is more, people ask all the time, it's like, it's soft, but it's wiry. Walter's hair, Otis's hair is real soft. But she looks like, Otis's face, where it's all black, she looks just like Otis. But then all over, like, she's built, like if her and Walter, like, Walter literally walks right over Otis, okay? Like he's so much taller than Otis. But like if she and Walter were standing next to each other, they would look like the same size, but she's black and he's blonde. I've never seen 3 siblings that look so different. I've heard that like a mother dog can get pregnant by 2 dogs. I don't know if that's what happened, but I have never seen 3 dogs that look so completely different. And I literally, she sent me a picture of all 3 of them feeding off their mother. I think I showed you guys that one time. I mean, you can tell which one's which. I mean, Otis is black and white, their sister's all black, and Walter is all blonde. Like, I've never seen 3 dogs that look so completely different. It's cute. Oh, wait. What did he text me about his mom, why she went there too? Hold on a second. We were together, and then was like... He's like, and now she's there and she's sleepy. He's like, so she's rushing me through this. Something about she had magnesium in her IV and she's ready for a nap or something like that. See, you don't, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a 3-hour deal. He said it'll only be like an hour. And she fell for it too. He and his mom always do fun stuff together. I love that, you know, like my mom and I would always, you know, both my exes would come and do stuff with my mom too, but she really liked to do stuff with me alone. And I think it's so important for Alex and his mom to do that too, you know. But anyway, so yeah, it's weird. And it's weird that like how much has changed in a year. I mean, I really, by the time that like we were in Mexico for our birthdays, I was like, I was really kind of sad about it. I think I shared about that, but I don't think I shared how sad I was. That I was kind of coming to the point where I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't get another dog. And none of these dogs that are coming up, there's nothing about them, like, I don't feel like that's the dog I'm supposed to have. Like, I didn't feel like that at all, you know, until Walter and Otis came along. And it was Otis that came along, you know, and that was what was so weird about it. Was originally the picture of Otis. And then I was like, oh, well, do they have siblings? Or I can't remember if she said it or how it happened. But then she was like, well, yeah, there's a sister. I mean, Walter was so far back. And then she was like, well, I'm going to take all of them. I really, to be honest with you, and a couple times I've kind of regretted it. I talked to them a lot about their sister. But I'm very, very glad that she's got a home and she's got 3 sisters that she's with. We had never had a girl dog before. I think I talked about this. And so I was like, I really, like at the last minute, I was like, no, I want the 2 boys. And I was like, are they bonded? And she was like, I mean, they're close. They all of them play together and stuff like that. So I didn't think they would ever be this close. I mean, Walter and Otis, I was going to say closer. Boo and Tucker were super, super close. I mean, from day one, they like literally slept with their heads over each other. Walter and Otis always, they always sleep together. Always. Like even like in their house downstairs. And it's Walter. Walter's the one that's so affectionate to Otis. It's just the cutest little thing. They're the cutest little things. I'm very grateful for them. So anyway, I was talking about the stress and anxiety from last year. I don't know. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's a huge part of it is changing what I've been eating. And yeah, I still eat like crap from time to time, but like most days I eat pretty healthy. Somebody said something about the Trader Joe's bags. I think it was Lisa, of salads I got. They were okay. They're the ones that come in the bowls, like the orzo. There's a couple like that. I just don't like the other ones. If you're a meat eater, listen, they got 20 salads for you. Part of the problem is I'm not a meat eater and they put their meat right on top of the salads usually. The bag salads from Trader Joe's, I liked them. I don't know that I like them as much as like I don't know. I just get something and then I get used to it. The elote salad, I'll probably, maybe I do need to try some of the other salads and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to do some like veggie patties and like make some like cheeseburger kind of things at night. I want to get some more soups. I think I might do like soups and peanut butter sandwiches for a little while. I don't know. I got to switch it up a little bit. But anyway, yeah, I think a combination of, you know, it's funny because I haven't talked much about it over here, but on my Peter Monn channel, I've talked about like I'm in my I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck really kind of translates into like water off a duck's back. Things that bothered me. You know, it would be easy for me to get on here and apologize for my standing up for myself era, which really started over here. It's not my proudest moment on YouTube. It's just not. And, you know, there were a lot of people that were like, I'm so proud of you for doing this, and you've encouraged me to stand up for myself, and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm grateful that there were people that benefited from that. There were also a lot of people that were like, I feel like you're screaming at me, or, and in retrospect, I can understand how people felt that way. I was screaming a lot and loud, and I felt like I needed to at that time. And I don't regret that I went through it, because I think I needed to. I apologize for pushing people away with how it came across. But I think I needed to go through that. I never really had stood up for myself in my life, and I needed to learn how to stand up for myself. And, you know, I'm constantly changing and evolving, but, like, I joke about it on my drama channel, like, I don't give a... But really that translates into things that used to bother me, or things I get, like, really it all comes down to the goal that I made, you know, 2 years ago of what am I giving my energy to? Like, that has been so life-defining for me. Like, live in the moment, what do you give your energy to? Listen, I'm 53, I'm going to be 54. You know, if somebody wants to make it their life mission to come after me every second of their... That's what you want to make your life mission about. I don't have to engage in that, you know? If somebody doesn't like me, that's fine. You know? I don't try to not like people, and I don't spend a lot of time obsessing about people that I don't like. I try to focus on the things I do like that make me happy. If I have an opinion about it and it's not popular, I'm not going to worry about, you know, like... I don't have to say it in a rude way to offend somebody or hurt their feelings, but if somebody asks me my opinion, I'm going to share it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've really been thinking a lot about who my dad was, like at 55, and when he turned double nickels, you know? And my dad was like, so just revered in his career. But I think more about my dad, like outside, you know, when he just was like, that was probably some of my dad's best years of his life, like 50 to 60. And he just like had this lightness about him. And the things that used to bother him, you know, and, you know, later I found out that there was a lot of stressful times for my dad at that time. But I can see him out there in the driveway just laughing at it was like, I think it was like the technicians, the surgery techs at work or somebody, or I can't remember who got him all those pink flamingos. And he just thought that was the most hilarious thing. I mean, it's cheesy, right? He thought it was so funny. He kept on talking about these double nickels. And they went on some vacation. And, you know, at that time, my dad was like, I mean, if I said to my dad, well, somebody said something about, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Let him not like me. I don't care. Why do you care so much? You listen, you're going to be, my dad has said this for a very long time. You're going to be dead. And you are not going to be worried. Live your best life, you know? And that's really what it translates to me. And I don't know. It's so weird. I don't really know when it happened. I mean, it was sometime in the last 2 months. But I just was like, I think I was asking myself, like, is this deserving of my energy? And I thought, no, it sure isn't. And it was like, with that, like, everything else went too. It was so liberating. But I also realized I don't have to shout about it. I don't have to scream about it. I don't even have to let you know that I'm standing up for myself. I think that's the most powerful thing I've learned. Like, I mean, it's kind of become a joke on my drama channel. Like, I'm in my I don't give a fuck era. But, and I don't really cuss over here very often, but I'm, you know, trying to explain over there. But what it really is that, because I am shouting it from my mountaintops over there, right? But it's kind of a joke. But really what it is that I've come into this point in my life where I feel like I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to defend myself, or I don't know. I can learn from it. I can grow from things. I don't have to give things energy I don't want to anymore. And I can just try to enjoy life as much as possible. I can cry over the things that deserve crying over. I can allow myself to get angry and not get stuck in it. I can allow my feelings to get hurt and not get stuck in it. And that's all up to me, and and all of that is energy, and where I give my energy. And that's a long way I've come. And most of that is because of being on YouTube. And most of that is because of you guys. So thank you. And the battery is flashing at me, so I'm going to get over here now before I enter a new era. It's fun getting old on YouTube, though it is. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. This was a different kind of conversation over here. This is a little bit deeper tonight. Did y'all like that? That was fun for me. Thank you for listening. And I love you guys so much. And, of course, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.